Welcome, Void Dwellers, to the Intellectual Garbage podcast. I'm here with my comrade who apparently didn't erase his name from the second episode, but we have Funky here. And if you also listen to the second episode, we lied to you. We said that there would be a special guest, but we failed you. Don't kill us, because we have a special guest now.
Or do.
Introducing the one, the only, the Todd.
Todd.
Oh, what's up?
Introduce yourself,
Chad.
My name is Todd. I am from California and I like beer. That's it.
Yeah, let's go. Todd.
Okay. Well, welcome to our podcast, where we just talk about random intellectual shit.
Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
Funky, you said that you had some topics to start off with. Want to get us rolling?
I might have lied, and I might have only had one thing to talk about. But
That's
all right.
okay. We'll figure something out after this one.
Well, I was thinking my one thought was, there's one reason I was thinking about making videos, and I thought it was really cool because it's kind of like a time capsule if you think about it, right? Like we can look back on this and be like, "Whoa, that's some crazy shit." Maybe if one of us dies, you can. It will be a great thing to listen to at the eulogy.
Yes.
So fucking.
Yeah. I'm going to want my family to play this at my funeral. Yeah.
Kind of worse things to play at funerals.
If my kids and grandkids are listening to this,
I'm sorry.
you'll do good in life. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you had to hear this.
Sorry in advance for anything and everything. And it's your Uncle Todd's fault.
Yeah.
Don't put that blame on me.
It's already been on you.
It's already too late.
Man.
Yeah, my kids already have blamed it on you.
This is the time capsule. It's too late to
Time
take
to
it
kill
back.
the kids now.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, there is no kidding in
There is no
intellectual garbage.
You say what
Everything
you
is
say.
Truth. Uneditable, uncuttable, unjustifiable truth.
The word said on here is gospel.
Oh,
okay.
God.
There will be a church of intellectual garbage. And you will be the one whom we sacrifice so that we can praise
Our
you.
God above Todd.
You will be our Jesus.
What would we sacrifice to Todd?
Condoms.
Yo, it has
Used condoms.
some of them extra large ones.
Yes. Okay.
All right. What's the
Wow.
what do you want to talk about? What's the topic?
Off to a strong start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just whatever comes off the top of your head.
Okay.
Something-
Something obscure.
Probably outrageous. Something that a normal
Todd, how
person
about
wouldn't
you-
want to
yeah.
think about.
How about Todd? You come up with the next one. Just think really hard with your brain
All right.
mass.
I think I'm gonna get a little philosophical thinking. But here's my
philosophical.
thought. My thought is, in society, a lot of people think that being sad or going through emotions of sadness or depression is a very bad thing. So a lot of people try to avoid it, by drinking, by smoking, by trying to watch movies or just go out with friends and avoid these feelings. But I really think that these moments are very crucial. And I think that a lot of people should address their moments of sadness and depression. I think that, positivity is great at times, but it's fine to be sad at times. It's fine to be depressed because you ultimately learn more about yourself through depression. I think depression can be a good thing for a lot of people because they learn more about their problems. They confront more of their problems they hide down. And more importantly, I think that, it's okay sometimes to be depressed. And a lot of people try to spread positivity, but positivity might not always be the greatest thing at times. That's my thought.
Damn.
But yeah, I kind of agree
Hitting
with
on
that.
them deep controversial topics by episode 4, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean,
Down. Let's do it.
yeah, I would definitely agree with you. I think that, well, to a point. I don't know if I wouldn't say depression would be a good word. I don't think depression is always a good thing. I do think the sadness is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you definitely should be sad. And there's definitely time you can be super, super sad without being depressed. So I would say there should be a distinction between that. But I mean, maybe depression could be a tool for a lot of people. I mean, I think it's just nice to expand your range of motion, right? Like, or a range of emotion. So instead of just feeling like no one feels happy all the time, right? And if you try to deny yourself a feeling, it's just going to make it worse. So in that way, I do think that sadness could be a way to help people realize things about themselves. But
yeah, I also agree specifically with one thing that you said. You said that usually people that like they go through sadness or depression, they usually learn something about themselves or come out like having learned from the experience. And from my own personal experience, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, you go into it from various points in your life, whether you're sad about a loss or you're sad about just anything going on in your life or you're overly stressed, you go into it a different person, and usually through that suffering you end up coming out of the other end either a new person, whether it's for the better, for the worst, or just like sadness.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's you either win or you lose when it comes to depression, and there's not a lot of winners.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, there definitely is there is a bad side to depression, obviously. Sadness is something where you don't want to be in. You don't want to be sad all the time, and definitely there's a lot of hard moments that'll force you to like question and think about life, and it can be very hard. I definitely agree that maybe depression might not be the greatest thing in the world, and it might be sadness instead. But I'm saying that that depression can sometimes be an important thing for someone to go through and someone to think about, because ultimately they'll think about a lot of the things like any like tragedies in their life or anything that's been bothering them, and they can really try to sort it out on their own, or sort it out, and they could sort it out with a family member if they want to talk with them, or sort it out with a counselor. So I definitely think that if you're depressed, if you're in a state of depression, instead of thinking about a lot of the bad things or like saying, why is this happening to me? I think that people should try to confront sometimes the problem. And I know like a lot of problems can't be really fixed all in like a day. It's like there's a lot of problems that affect an individual that like can't be changed, and that's a very difficult thing to go through. I just think that you learn more about the problems, and if you can come out the other end like confronting any of the problems or demons you have in your life, I think it definitely helps. But yeah, depression definitely is a state that you don't always want to be in, and it can be difficult depending on the situation. So I might have misworded my statement, but ultimately, like what the other person said before me, I forgot your name, I'm sorry.
Mute.
What Mute said is correct. I feel that if you come out of the other side and you've come out happier, or if you come out confronting your depression, I think that's the best thing. But if people come out of the other side very sad, then yeah, it's definitely not good. It's really sad to see.
It's hard to say. It always depends on context, right? Because feelings are super complicated and depends a lot on environmental factors and internal factors. And well, I think like one of the most important things would be to recognize that if you're feeling depressed, like that would be the most important step. I think the most important step is usually recognizing what the problem is, and a lot of people don't. I don't think. Like there's always denial and things like
Projection.
that. Yeah, things that just make it worse. So it's always really it's a tough subject.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
definitely.
Yeah, I would say like a major factor, like a major key factor in getting out of it healthy is having, I guess, good people, trustworthy people around you. Because depending on who you surround yourself with, you could make or break that situation for yourself. If you surround yourself with shitty people, you'll usually end up a shitty person or a sad person. And if you surround yourself with good people, you'll probably end up being a good person, unless you're just, deep down not a good person.
Yeah.
And what sucks is there are those people out there that don't have that type of, support system in their lives.
Yeah, they can't filter out good versus bad.
No, not just like they can't filter, but it's just the people around them are just bad all the time. I mean, it's hard. And like I'm not gonna get into it. It's just I probably shouldn't. But it's It's a
controversial topic. Yeah, I know.
That wouldn't
Sorry,
be-
it was
I wouldn't-
a little bit too
yeah.
controversial. I shouldn't have.
No, it's okay. We
No,
accept
no.
the challenge.
it's
We're
not
smart.
It's not that controversial. It's more I can't say it legally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess recently, firsthand, I started. I guess I can say this. Like firsthand, I've started to see, not me personally, but someone, I could see that, man, they have a really fucked up life, and Jesus, like not having a support structure at all, and quite actually the opposite. It's hard. That's all I'll say. So I don't know.
Yeah. It also sucks because, like, even if you, like, are surrounded by bad people that would influence you in poor ways, let's say that they're your family or they're, like, the only group of friends that you've had, like, for your entire life, I can see how that wouldn't be easy to accept that they would be the problem. So that just throws another barrier in the way of trying to get out of it good. Like, if they're the only friends that you've had and you think that they're good friends, or like with your family or relatives or whoever, it's a lot harder to see actual good, like goodness in people out of that, if that's the only reference that you've had.
Yeah. It's complicated.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always it's found it weird that whenever you start referring to some like problem, it's always just like you can explain almost like any worldly problem by saying it's complicated. Because it all is. It's so hard to explain everything. You can only get
math.
You can only get like the macro level of like information about subjects. I mean, maybe you can get down to the nitty gritty, but for a lot of things, like say like politics or like we were talking about human emotion, there's so many factors going in. I don't know.
Human emotions are crazy.
Life is complicated.
It's complicated.
It's the mantra of humanity.
Yeah.
In a way, I
Is there
kind of
anything
believe
else?
that. Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Todd?
Oh no, I think every point has been brought up. Yeah, like I agree with all the points that was brought up. It definitely depends on the situation. It's not like a clear, finite answer. It's a very difficult topic to address.
There's no one solution.
Yeah, and if you think there's one solution, you're putting yourself in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why. And
no. Continue. Sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say something that had nothing to do with anything, so you go.
I was just gonna bring up another topic now, because I feel like we've addressed all the points we could, and
All right.
this topic a little bit
Continue.
got too serious, and I think we should switch up the topic a little bit.
We can handle it. We can handle it.
Yeah. Like I said, we're smart people. We got this.
Yeah, but it just got a little bit too complicated. And Todd over here, I just
You are, Todd.
I like to be a little simple-minded. So
Because life is complicated.
yeah,
Bringing it back.
it's true. That's true. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about. Actually, I forgot what I was saying. I was thinking about it, but I kind of forgot.
Okay. Well, I have one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
While you're thinking
Ooh.
of that,
Okay.
what animals do you think feel claustrophobia?
All. No.
Dogs, man.
Because someone said like in a box. So speaking of boxes, like what animal, if you put in a box, do you think would probably have claustrophobia and freak the
Monkeys.
fuck out?
Bro,
Hands down,
I feel like
monkeys
dogs
would fucking-
always feel that claustrophobia. Whenever like a freaking dog owner sometimes shoves them in. I mean, I know because the dogs sometimes go crazy. You need to put them back in the box. But I mean, like some of these are like when the owners bring them sometimes on the flights, man. I feel like they're like claustrophobic because some of these flights are like 10 hours and they have to just sit in a box and just like wait.
I don't know if that's claustrophobia as much as it is fear of not knowing what the fuck is happening around them. Because when they're
Yeah.
in the box, they know that they're going somewhere, but they don't really know what this giant place that they're in that's like shaking a lot and making a lot of noises, like what that is, whatever room they're in. They're probably scared their owner isn't with them.
I think you're referring to like animals that can feel claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Like that. Like if you had to, well, it's hard to like think about that because it's the question: do animals feel the same, or can animals feel the same emotions that humans do? Or can they be related? That's the question. I mean, I think, like I said monkeys. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure monkeys get claustrophobic.
Have you seen like? I mean, I'm pretty sure if you put a monkey in a tight space, it would go ape shit. So
Yeah.
that's a definite one. But like, for example, like moles or something,
I don't.
think they do because they live in claustrophobic areas all the time.
Yeah, that's basically their default.
All right,
So-
I searched it up because I was a little bit curious, so I want to bring some statistics to this. Okay, so
Bring the math.
there is a claustrophobia in pets, according to this article I found on Citizen.co, and it says that like the particular phobia that's encountered like in dogs mostly is a fear of restriction, not necessarily like claustrophobia, and it relates to like different individual species. So the article says that 2 to 5% of the population suffers from the condition of like the fear of restriction, and this development of this fear could be due to genetic predisposition, classical conditioning, or a decreased size in the brain of the symptom of the dog. So they can. I think dogs can kind of experience claustrophobia, but not like in the extent that humans can. It's more about like being restricted in the box, and yeah, like you were saying, like not knowing where they're going or not knowing what environment they're in.
Mm-hmm. I would say mammals are probably the only, if not one of the only, like kinds of species or animals that can feel claustrophobia. Because I feel like if you put like any kind of mammal like in a box and just seal the box for a little while, eventually they're gonna go insane and panic the fuck out.
Well, that might be more to do with like the fear of not knowing what's in the box and like not having connection to the outside.
I don't know.
No, but let's say you put them in an empty glass box. There's nothing in there. They have like a little bit of room to move around, but not a lot. And then you're just sitting there like watching them.
I think it would
I feel like they would get claustrophobic.
I don't know. I wouldn't put a blanket statement on it. Just because I don't know.
Right, because there's also, since there's different kinds of people, some that do get claustrophobic, some that don't, is probably the same with, like, animal species.
Yeah, I mean, if you have variability in, like, claustrophobia with humans, then that, yeah, like you said, that probably applies to other animals also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I could kind of see them. I don't know. I don't think mammals necessarily would go claustrophobic. Because animals share a lot of similarities to humans, but I don't think we necessarily will share claustrophobia. But I don't know the full science behind it. I have not researched it. So, but that's an interesting topic though to bring up.
Speaking of animals, I'm in a anatomy class, and the more I stay in this class, the more I get disgusted with my own human body. Because I look at my hair.
Explain yourself.
Dude, the body's so disgusting. Jesus Christ. But it's so interesting to learn about. But man,
Explain why.
they were just like, dude, like at our core, we're just like squishy jelly monsters with skin. And like,
Yeah, we're just jellyfish on a skeleton wrapped up in
meat.
muscles and a skin suit.
Dude, we're so gross. Like, I've been like, for example, I watched a video. This guy like cut himself, and then he did a time lapse of his skin healing. It looked like fucking alien shit. Like, if you ever like, it's so hard because when you look at wounds healing, like you can't see the process because it's so slow. But when you look at the time lapse, it's like, what the fuck? This is some alien shit. I swear, we humans are aliens because like, I don't know.
Isn't Scientology like the whole religion that studies that like humans are aliens?
They were right all along.
I don't know if it was Scientology. I don't know if it was Scientology or like another religion, but I know that there's some theory out there that humans were actually aliens, and then that was the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. It was us crash landing. So like some other alien civilization, they were collapsing, so they put some of their species into a pod, shot it out to whatever planet they saw fit, and then that species developed the human race. And then there's the whole theory that like we are the aliens and that we caused the dinosaurs to go extinct and all that shit.
Yeah,
Sounds like Scientology.
Yeah, I think there was even like a crossover. They said that the two people they sent down were like Adam and Eve.
Wow. Wasn't there a thing where in Scientology, like, where like human souls were beamed up into space, and then this like guy just like started like collecting the souls of people?
I haven't heard of that.
I want to be a Scientology. It sounds like they do a lot of LSD.
I don't know. There was like a documentary about it, and it looked pretty bad.
No, yeah.
How
No,
so?
I mean, of course,
what do they
you know,
actually do?
They believe in
There's a lot of
there's a
sketch.
galactic federation, and that their god is Xenu, which is the dictator of the Galactic Federation that brought billions of his people to Earth in DC-8 like spacecraft 75 million years ago, stacked them around volcanoes and killed them with hydrogen bombs.
So it's a cult.
Yeah,
Which,
it's basically a cult. Yeah,
dude, Mute's not gonna be here tomorrow after we
Yeah.
release this podcast. He's gonna.
After I release this, I'm gonna die.
You should
but
have said
like-
that. Oh.
But like, think about it though. They're literally praising a god out in space that they have never seen before. Never mind. It's just like Christianity.
Y'all don't
No,
fuck with
it's
space
fine.
Jesus. Tis, you don't fuck with space.
but like
Jesus,
with
man.
Christianity, there's a lot of like holy, like with a lot of religions, there's a lot of holy symbols that are from like the past that can kind of describe if the religion happened. With Scientology, it's just a founder making up a ton of different
It says
concepts.
LSD It's a fucking drug, man.
No, but that's just it. It's specifically, you said like there's history of religion happening in the past. I know there's history of religion happening, but there's no like, how do we know that some dude didn't just like write the whole Bible in his basement and then start selling it, pretending to be like, oh God, guys, look, there's like this whole God and all this kind of shit. Sure, we have the whole story today and we have like Bibles, but how do we know it wasn't just like a children's story like way back when?
Oh, like you're like it was an epic or something. Well, the Bible's kind of political. if you read it, it seems
So was 1984.
If you look at like the Bible and its contents, it seems a lot more like a law-making book than it is a story. I mean, there are like the first Testament totally is a story, and I fucking love it because God is the definition of biblical, and it's fucking hilarious. I mean, I'm not that Christianity is hilarious, but the Bible, I had a fun time reading it. Well, some of it's super boring, but there's some funny parts. But dude, so if you look at like Second Testament stuff, it's just like it seems like a lot of policy stuff. That's really what it is.
Yeah, and I'm not like against Christianity or anything. It's just, I don't know.
And I'm not a theologist, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All religions have their interesting texts.
Yeah.
And their ideologies and theories and rules that they have to live by.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, throughout I mean, we don't know if it's real. But the thing is, so many people fall. The crazy thing is, a lot of books, a lot of literature from the past, and a lot of the ideals that we carry to this day are like a lot of them are from the Bible. There's a lot of Bible references for like the loss of innocence or different like types of human character that, you know, like we hold universal to this day. So like, I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like some of the references from like these religions from different parts of the world carry a lot of the human characteristics of that country.
Yeah, I think there's a thing like I remember my teacher was talking about what is literature, like what does literature mean? It describes, you know, a person's culture basically.
Oh yeah, that's like that's true.
And I think it's cool. I think people really distance themselves from people of old, right? Like
yeah.
Like, have you seen those videos? Like we have like videotapes from really long ago, and it's kind of weird. Like we're like, it's hard to think that video technology started quite a long bit of ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's surreal looking at old videos, and I think we would have, if you looked at the past, you could see that people have a lot more in common with you know, people of the past. Like I think just in general, people have always been people throughout all of history, you know, as much as we like to distance ourselves from it.
Yeah.
Like those, what are those like Victorian pictures where like no one smiles, right?
Oh,
in
yeah.
the pictures. Yeah, you know. And then there's this one picture of this like Chinese man, and it's like him smiling, and it's like, wow, people were actually happy back then? What? So like, yeah, I feel like I could vibe with a person from like 2000 BC. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think the things that have changed from the past to now are more to do with like I feel like with like fashion or like different cultures, like accepting different cultures. But I think a lot of like some of the fundamental human values we have for like kindness, caring for one another, like compassion, and trying to like be like or caring to your neighbor. I think that's been carried throughout the past. So it's just, I think a lot of the changes are just due to like the culture and like how things look. But that's pretty much it.
I always thought those traits were also evolutionary like advantages, because working together is obviously a lot better than
Companionship.
Yeah, like
and cooperation.
co-op mode is a lot better than competitive. That's basically
Yeah.
what evolution says.
Yeah.
Dude, life is just co-op mode.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Think
Life
about
is
that.
like video game.
Life is like video game. That's right.
Because, I mean, it's, like, cool to be competitive, but, like, I think that humans need a connection in their lives and just not, like, don't want to zone out from all of society and not
Connections.
Have friends.
Cringe.
cringe.
I don't have any friends. Fuck
Connections.
that.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, I can transition into my topic now because this is a pretty good transition.
Ooh.
So, this idea of being the best, right? It's been influenced throughout
Yeah.
society. You know, Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality, being the best, winning every game, and this idea of perfection, wanting to achieve everything. Do you think that is good for an individual? Do you think it's good to aim for perfection and to achieve the things you like, the things you envision yourself to achieve in society? Or do you think it's a bad thing? Because, you know, some people, if they don't achieve what they want and they don't see how like something goes to their favor or like an outcome they envision, you know, sometimes it affects them. It affects them negatively to the point where, you know, they can't sleep without achieving this thing. And if they don't achieve it, they don't know, you know, like life without it. So do you think the striving for perfection is a good thing for society or it's a bad thing?
Well, I don't really believe in perfection or the best. I just believe in besting yourself. Like it's like what does being the best mean? It's like it can mean a lot of things. You know, I think you can't really like say there's two people like competing against each other, and to a point it's like you can't really tell who's the better one. I mean, being better you can be better in different ways. Like if you're trying to get like the best in your field, for example, I don't think that's a thing that anyone can actually achieve, because people can be their best in different ways. I don't know. I think being the best at something is kind of an illusion in my world, at least. And I think that, I mean, for me, I think that gives me a little bit of comfort or sanity, just because like I don't need to compare myself to anyone other than myself. I think
I would say it's good to have a goal of perfection, I guess. Well, not perfection, but like a goal of being the best at something that like you're really passionate about. I think it's good to have something like that, because then you're always striving towards something. You know, you have like a good motivator in life. That's your end goal. You just need to get that thing. But at the same time, you don't want to make it too easy, because then you're going to reach it early and not have anything to do with your life.
you know,
But I also wouldn't say it's healthy to go after like the absolute perfect, like the most perfect that it could ever be, or like you want to beat every other person in a certain field. I don't think that is like the healthiest for a person, because the likelihood of them actually achieving that goal is a lot lower. So it's a lot more possible that they would either have to change their goal before they die or just die without having reached that goal.
you know what? The thing is, for me, I don't really have any goals, because I don't set goals. I just have aspirations. I'm like, I don't see the use in setting goals. Like,
Well,
obviously,
I'm
obviously I care a lot about how well I do, but it's not really like my goal to be, you know, the best at getting grades or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure that you have like a more long-term goal in mind, like you're staying in school because you want to be a certain thing in life, or your goal is to get married and have a family, or to move somewhere, or explore the world. You know,
Not
everyone's
really.
goals are different, and I'm pretty sure that you have a goal for some point in your life.
I guess if I had to have a goal, it would just be to vibe. I don't know. Like,
Well,
it's just my
yeah,
it's just
that's
it's
a
just
goal.
my own philosophy for me not to really, because I don't think goals should be this thing that I feel like goals should be something that's a lifelong thing. And like I don't think goals are meant to be reached because you can always keep on going.
mm-hmm.
It's always nice to have a goal because it gives you some structure to your life. Like, oh, let's go towards this. And I think a lot of people can benefit from having a goal, but I think it's more important for people to have a simple goal to achieve than saying I'm gonna be the best engineer alive is probably not a very good goal to set for yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe being like, oh, I'm gonna work out a bit more today. That's a decent goal. So I guess in that sense, I do set goals, like simple things. But for overall arching life decisions, like you said, like traveling the world or getting married, that's not really. I don't really concern myself with those kind of things. It's more if it happens, it happens. Like I don't think it would be unhealthy thing for me to just like go for it like all the time, like being like it would be like, for example, like marriage or getting a girlfriend. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just feels like setting that kind of goal just doesn't vibe with me. I would just be like, if it happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I have goals in life, obviously. I want to reach certain places, hit certain milestones, like getting married, having a family, buying a house somewhere. But those are more like late life goals. I would say like my top main goal in life is just like to make sure that I'm happy, like as much as possible. So yeah, I mean, as long as I end each day being happy, I guess I met my goal for that day. And if not, then I'll have a new goal for the next day until I reach that position where I can start focusing on the main one again.
Yeah, I mean, also, I don't know. I think like trying to be happy every day just makes me unhappy. Like if I try to be happy every single day, it just makes my life a lot worse. And that's what I've noticed lately for me. So I just kind of like, how I feel is how I feel. And overall, I've been feeling a lot better because I don't know. I feel like, it might just be me because like when I apply myself to something, I like to kind of obsess over it. So like maybe like I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to be happy all day. And then retroactively, I just make my day a lot worse. I just think, I don't know. Goals just don't vibe
with you.
Yeah. I mean,
Todd, what do you think?
I don't know. It's a tough. I wanted to bring it up because it's a tough question. I think that goals can be a good thing because it can keep you hungry, right, for the next thing. If you achieve a lot in life, I feel like it's, I don't know. I think that like sometimes you need to be hungry to do the next thing. I don't think that it should be like something super out of this world that you probably won't ever achieve. But I think it's like maybe something simple, like he was saying, like a simple goal to keep achieving. Like if you got this internship that you were really trying out for and you finally got it, that's great. Maybe add a simple goal into your life, like I don't know, take the trash out more or something. Like something that like maybe if you want to be more productive, definitely you can be more productive. I also agree with the statement that like you shouldn't always try to focus on being happy all the time, because I think happiness is ultimately stapled with success, right? And I think that we can't always be successful in life. So like you can't always get this like happiness, like whether it's like winning a video game or winning an award or something, right? So I think maybe trying to live life joyfully, meaning like just appreciate the things that you have And then just, if you need to be serious during a certain time of the day, you need to just be serious. But I think goals are not a bad thing. I think that setting a goal makes you hungry. But I mean, it's hard not to be a perfectionist sometimes, because you see a lot of like peers that are achieving these amazing things, and like, I don't know, I'm so inspired by it, and I want to be like that, right? So like for me, it's tough, because if you try to be too much of a perfectionist, it's gonna be way too serious, and you're gonna treat rejection very seriously. And I don't think rejection is a bad thing at all. I think it's a good thing, a thing to learn from. But I don't know. Sometimes it's just hard not to try to be the best at something, because I don't know. It's sometimes it's in a weird way. It's fun. It's like something to look forward to, or something to like work towards. But yeah, it can be difficult though, because if you're aiming too much for perfection, you're gonna take like rejection or losing way too seriously, and that's a bad thing. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's a good thing.
That's totally true.
Sometimes it's a good thing to aim for perfection, because you have something to aim towards, and every day you wake up, you have like some purpose to do this thing, right? I think sometimes waking up without a purpose can be a bad thing, because I like, for me, I kind of feel unproductive if I'm just going about the day and I'm just laying in my bed sleeping, or like sitting on the couch eating Doritos, watching TV. Like, sometimes I want stuff to do, but I think that if you aim too much for perfection, it can definitely take a mental toll on you.
Well, here's a problem with perfection. Perfection doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So you're like, if you try to reach for something that you can never achieve, it's never gonna make you happy. Because you'll literally never reach it. And I think
you'll just end up frustrating yourself.
Yeah. Like, and I think maybe if you're trying to reach a goal just to reach a goal, I don't think you're doing it for the right reasons. I think if you're trying to do something, you should just do it because it makes you happy or something.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Do something just because it makes, like, I mean, like you said, goals are good to drive you to do something, but like you said, double-edged sword. I don't know. I think you should, I mean, maybe like setting a goal can help you get into something, and then from there you can just start doing it just because you like doing it. And I mean, for me, that's a lot of what I've noticed. Like, I set goals. I used to be very goal set or goals driven. I think I still am.
Goal oriented.
Yeah. I mean, you know me for a while. you know how I am, right? Very paranoid.
I would say it's fair to say that I know you a little bit, at least.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad.
But you know how I can get obsessive and just head first into things, and
then you overstress yourself.
And I can overstress myself.
Yeah, it's not a good cycle.
Yeah, but recently I was just saying, like, recently I've been trying to let go of like that feeling like I need to be 100% perfect for everything, and like for my grades, I spent my life, like, I don't know, like, it started off as like, ooh, grades was kind of fun, and then I started stressing about it, and I poured all my life and time into grades. Like, last semester, like, I didn't contact you guys very much. You know why? Because I was studying 24/7. I didn't have Sundays off. I worked on Sundays, and Saturdays I took the day off sometimes, but taking a day off on Saturday was probably risky if I wanted to get straight A's, and it was not fun. And I realized that was just something that maybe I went too far with, and I'm slowing it down. It down. It is I'm just doing things that because I enjoy. I mean, obviously I'm doing like the things I don't enjoy just to pass, but I think I have to worry less about achieving stuff and more about if I enjoy it or not, and how much in that, and like if I should be putting time into things that make me happy or make me in things I enjoy. Like physiology, for example, is something I genuinely enjoy. You know, I actually wake up. I might sound like a nerd, but I actually wake up for this class, and it's a thing that gets me up. So I fucking love it.
You found a passion.
Yeah.
Another passion of like the already like 60 passion list.
Yes, added to the list.
It's good though. Passion is good.
Yeah.
With good passion, you can reach your goals, and with bad passion, you can not reach your goals. You know, it's a great, depending on what you want to do. You don't have to try too hard if you don't want to, but if you do and you got passion, you can get shit done.
Yeah, life is what you make of it, right? I think
when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. You deal with what you got.
Why would you make lemonade? Lemonade's shit. I'd make like a lemon.
I happen to like lemonade. Cake. Fuck you. Yeah, well,
lemon cake.
You don't have anything except for lemons. So how do you make the cake, huh?
With ingenuity.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say this is probably a good stopping point. So, Void Dwellers, if you enjoyed that semi-depressing but very realistic episode of Intellectual Garbage.
Oh yeah. If you enjoy us talking about our feelings.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, the last 2 episodes have been kind of less garbagey and more intellectual, but stick around to see what other garbage we can think of.
We might talk about.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd, for being our guest.
No problem.
You were fantastic. You proposed some really good points.
Thank you. I enjoyed my time here.
And as always, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Any final things?
I promise.
Funky. I'll do that.
God damn it. Alex, it's time to cut out some audio.
I'll do something about that.
Well, yes, in the future, expect
my bad.
More stupid shit. So
yeah,
we will talk less about philosophy and more about dumb crap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always fun to mix things up. Yeah, I guess we always end it with scenery
with a strange photo. Yeah,
strange photo. You know what, Todd? How about you come up with
you come up with something. Basically, what we do is say, okay, well, enjoy this visual image of, and then you think of whatever crazy scene or character or random cross whatever fuck you want to do. Make it a weird, interesting photo that'll make people ponder their existence.
I already was thinking about it from the beginning. So the picture is it has to be a BoJack Horseman because I love that show. I actually love that show.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of the themes that we're bringing up today was definitely presented in the show. Like an absurd thing. It's not really an absurd image I was thinking. I was just thinking of BoJack or Horseman under the in the pool.
Under the water.
In the pool. Exactly. I really love that image, and I definitely think it's like pretty powerful stuff.
Do you want to draw it, Todd? Or I mean, any of us can draw it.
I can draw it.
You guys can draw it. I am bad at drawing.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it obscure now, just for the sole purpose of our whole shtick going on. So enjoy the mental image of BoJack Horseman drowning underwater
with 12 hot dogs.
With 12 hot dogs stuffed in his shirt pocket.
With a galaxy
and he's
a river or a lake.
Okay.
And a drawing of the Mona Lisa perfectly to detail.
Oh God.
The Mona Lisa is in the background also of him drowning in jelly, strawberry jelly, with hot dogs in his pocket.
And the picture is at 144 frames per second.
Oh God. Not that much.
It's a still image.
Exactly. 144 frames per second. Infinite frames per second.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so enjoy that. Thanks for stopping by. We're probably going to put out something else soon. Thank you, Void people, for keeping us alive.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.